What is going on, everyone? Welcome back for another video. This video is going to be a little different than what we normally do. I've read something very interesting that actually came from one of my own viewers on my own video in the comments, and I wanted to address it and think it would be a very interesting video for you all. Last April 2021, I did like a whole Bonnie and Clyde video, all the locations in Dallas. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you know who Bonnie and Clyde are. But if you don't, for whatever reason, they were probably America's most famous outlaws ever, you know? But they lived back in the 1920s, 30s, also died in the 30s. Anyway, a year ago, I did a whole video. They're from Dallas, so I went to all their locations, their graves, where Bonnie worked, where they went to school, and last but not least, the Barrow house, which was Clyde's dad's filling station / house. Anyway, about 2 days ago, I saw somebody commented on that video, which is doing very well, by the way, so thank you very much. I look at a comment from someone that says, that building was torn down on April 21st, 2022. And I'm like, holy crap, that's like 3 weeks ago. She continues, it was supposed to be made a landmark and was in the process, but due to the COVID outbreaks, it was pushed back. Someone decided to tear the building down anyway before the paperwork was pushed through. Now it's being investigated as of why. So that was the comment. Of course, first thing I do is I go to Google and I type in Clyde Barrow gas station demolished, I think is what I typed in. Lo and behold, this article comes up. Barrow filling station, family home of outlaw Clyde Barrow demolished in West Dallas, April 21st, 2022, which as of the making of this video was literally like a month ago today, pretty much. So that's crazy. The first thing that comes up is a photo of Bonnie and Clyde relatives. Realine Linder, the niece of Bonnie Parker, and Buddy Barrow, nephew of Clyde Barrow, at the Barrow filling station in March 2020. So, first seeing that, it's like, Immediately, first thing I thought was, wow, you know, I can't believe I made it there in time to see this. But I just want to kind of go through the article a little with y'all and see where it goes from here. So, like I said, titles, building demolished, piece of West Dallas's infamous past is headed out to the landfill. The Barrow filling station, the family home of the outlaw Clyde Barrow on Singleton Boulevard, was demolished Wednesday. Owner Brent Jackson Interest told the Dallas Landmark Commission in March 2020 that he planned to tear it down. So think about that, March 2020, that's pretty much the month that COVID blew up. He wanted to tear it down. From my research that I've done in the Bonnie and Clyde video that I made, I read that, and I think I quoted in there, I'll add that clip into this video so y'all could see too, but I said in there from the research that I've done, like the city wants to tear it down, but the people of Dallas think it should be a national landmark for obvious reasons, but they want to tear it down, this and that. So that is all I knew back in April 2021 when I went there and visited. So this is saying the owner wanted to demo it in March 2020. The commission voted at that time to initiate landmark status for the building, a process which takes 2 years. There's been a whole pandemic since then, COVID, and it's unclear what happened with the landmark initiation. Okay, so this is what I didn't know. So prior to myself going to make this video, I did research, obviously, as we do. You know, travel vloggers, you have to know what you're talking about, at least somewhat. People will usually comment if I'm wrong in the video, but I like to do research, and from what I have gathered, you know, Clyde grew up in pretty much the swamps of outside of Dallas, and then his parents saved up to buy this house, which they converted into a filling station. I thought, and you can see in the video that I made, that Clyde lived there as a kid and this and that. But what actually happened, and it talks about it right here, Henry Barrow, Clyde's father, used a mule team to move his 3-room shotgun house from Muncie Avenue to a lot on what was then Eagle Ford Road, that's where it is today. He added onto the building an open Star service station at what is now on Singleton Boulevard sometime in the early 1930s. Clyde never lived at this address that it was. He lived in that house, but he would have lived in the original house when it was on Muncie, but not the actual where it is now. His parents, Clyde's parents, were running the filling station during the 21 months that Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow were on the multi-state crime spree. As I mentioned, I would like to take you back pretty much a year now and show you what it was like when we were there. Enjoy. I cannot believe we've made it, but here we are, the Clyde Barrow childhood house. So as I was saying before, when his parents saved up enough money, they bought this filling station, and his dad ran pretty much a gas station. Come fill up your car right there. And a family of 9 lived in the back. Go check the back out. Yeah, private property, because they boarded that up. This is where they lived. 9 people living in this back part. I mean, this is like not even the size of our kitchen, which I cannot imagine having 9 people live here. I wonder if we can see anything inside. No, I can't see anything inside. Only the reflection. This is insane. Clyde Barrow, famous Bonnie and Clyde, were coming in and out of this door, this porch. Probably they would play in the backyard right here. This is just something. Here's the back of the building, house. Everything is just so boarded up, but I can imagine people try and break in here all the time. Now what's crazy to me is this house, I mean, it's a dump, let's be honest. It's been here since the 1910s, 1920s. And from what I've read, the city wants to tear it down. The people of Dallas, for, you know, knowing that it's Clyde's house, they won't let them. Then they want to tear it down. Then they want to leave it. Then the people want to make it a national landmark. I mean, it should be. Everybody knows who Bonnie and Clyde is. And this building is still standing here. It should definitely make it a national landmark. Wow. Back in the day, pull your car up here. Mr. Barrow would be there to fill your gas tank up. This is nuts. So as you can see, Clyde definitely had just a rough childhood growing up. Definitely rough. But he made it through, and then it ended up becoming one of the most notorious gangsters in the world. See, and that's just one of those things that's like, man, I'm so glad I went there when I did, because it's not even here now. But to kind of continue through this article, and if you want to read the whole thing on your own, I'll put a link down below. But to continue with the article, it's kind of talking about after Bonnie and Clyde were killed, there's people, I guess, who weren't happy with Bonnie and Clyde for what they did and tried to attack the business that Clyde's parents owns, and it was caught fire June in 1938. That would have been 4 years after they died. Bonnie and Clyde were accused of 13 murders, including 2 Texas highway patrolmen, which I actually went to that exact location in the video. That link will be down below too. You know, not self-advertising or anything, but I'm proud of that video, I will say. We spent like a whole entire day driving all across Dallas to do that. So now, talking about today, several West Dallas residents spoke in favor of landmark initiation back in 2020. There are those who say we should not glorify criminals and poverty, but this is a part of our history. West Dallas native said at the time. Why doesn't West Dallas have more historical landmarks? Because West Dallas was where the poorest of the poor lived. These were the forgotten ones, the immigrants, and yes, even the criminals. Jackson, the property owner, hasn't yet responded to phone calls or messages. He probably won't. At the end of the day, what do I think? So I've seen a lot of comments. I mean, I feel like I can talk about this pretty, with some detail. I mean, I have a Bonnie and Clyde playlist here on this channel. And actually in the next few weeks, 4 weeks, I have more Bonnie and Clyde videos coming out. So stay tuned if you're a fan of that. I understand, you know, and I see in the comments, people are like, one of my favorite comments one time, this was on a year ago or something, I made that video. Like, and this is why the world is a sick place, because people like you who consider these criminals heroes or something like that, I'm like, listen, I know they were criminals. It said, you know, they killed 13 people. They were bad people. And I think I say that in every video. However, my interest lies in the history. This is America's past history. That's what I'm all about. That's what pretty much, if you couldn't tell, if you don't follow my channel, that's what I do. I go and cover historical places most of the time, places that interest me. But I understand they were bad people. So I'm one of those, I do think this should have been made a national landmark. They make tons of little things in the country. Things that are, you know, nowhere near as cool as this. They make those a national landmark. What I think happened, and this is just my own opinion, I think, you know, they said in here it takes somewhere 2 years to make something like an official landmark. And COVID delayed this. And maybe now that maybe the owner knew the delay was coming to an end, he said, you know what, I'm gonna demo it. It's my property, I'm gonna do what I want, which is fair. I mean, if he owns it, you know, it is what it is. I think it should have been made a national landmark. I'm glad to have seen it. I'm glad to have taken y'all there with me to see it. And there's not much, you know, and people locals to West Dallas will say, what, we don't even have anything here much as a national landmark. This could have easily been one of them. So either way, glad I went there. Those are my thoughts. And I wish it was still standing, but it is what it is, you know. Glad I went there. Anyway, that's all. Hope you enjoyed this little video. I don't really do any talking videos like this too much. I have a little bit in the past about personal life and that, but something different. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Fans of Bonnie and Clyde, if you're watching this and you are a fan of Bonnie and Clyde, check out my other videos. I have a whole playlist of Bonnie and Clyde videos. I do have more videos coming up in the next month. Not giving away any details, but they are going to be worth it. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you all soon on the Travel Channel.